Happy Monday, February 13th, and good morning. Glad to have you with us right here on Morning Drive. Here is what's coming up on today's show. 23-year-old Jordan Spieth stiff-armed the competition on Sunday and cruised to a 4-shot victory at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am for his 9th PGA Tour win. We'll put his win into perspective, plus Michael Bree will teach you to spin your wedges just like Spieth. And playing alongside Spieth and the other tour pros all week in Monterey were amateurs. Yes, guys like Justin Timberlake, Peyton Manning, and Jake Owen, just to name a few. So if you are similar to those guys, by way of a pressure-packed round in your future, Dr. Gio joins us later to get you playing like a pro. And Lydia Ko is hoping that a change can do her good. The 19-year-old is making her 2017 debut this week in Australia with new equipment, a new caddy, a new swing coach, and hopefully some new socks. Or at least some clean ones. What to expect from the women's world #1 throughout the morning. Morning Drive starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome inside Studio AP on a Monday. Lauren Thompson, Paige McKenzie, the rest of our crew in moments. And we've got a packed house loaded with guests on a Monday in Studio AP because, Paige, Sunday was a goodie in the game of golf.
It was a great day, although I was eating a little crow. I thought Jordan Spieth was going to have a slow year. It's been very obvious that is not the case, and we will have reaction from all of the tours around the world. A lot of great finishes today on the show.
Yeah, beautiful day in Pebble Beach. He started with a 6-shot lead, ended up with a 4-stroke victory. Someone who wasn't bullish on Spieth, our own Damon Hack, who's standing by with Robert Dameron, two gentlemen at the desk. Good morning, guys. How you been?
Good morning, ladies. A PGA Tour winner. How was your weekend, bud? Did you watch some golf?
I watched some golf. I was a little upset. I found a gray hair on my head this weekend. This weekend.
I got news for you, buddy.
I'm feeling old.
That's all right. You still got your fastball. It was a great weekend. Gorgeous weather in California and Florida. Lots of highlights from what happened yesterday in golf. Speaking of glorious, let's say good morning to Bailey Mosier. She has the top stories. What's up, Bailey?
I do. Good morning. You know, Paige, I'm a little disappointed. You said the word eating, and I was like, oh, what did you have for brunch? I'm interested in what you ate. But you ate crow, which is also interesting, and nice that you admit it. Here are the top stories today. Jordan Spieth, he's back in the winner's circle on the PGA Tour for the first time since May of 2016. He began Sunday's final round at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am with a 6-shot lead. He hit 16 of 18 greens in regulation, made 2 birdies and no bogeys, ultimately winning by 4 shots for his 9th career victory. In unrelated news, wink wink, the Masters is 50 days away. And action on the PGA Tour Champions on Sunday was a little more dramatic. Winner Scott McCarron had to eagle the closing hole, the par 5 18th, for a 1-shot victory over Kenny Perry and Carlos Franco. The Allianz Championship is McCarron's 3rd victory in his last 17 starts. And it was also an eagle at the 18th on the Web.com Tour on Sunday that decided the fate of Ethan Tracy. Now, unlike McCarron, who reached his par 5 in 2 and made the putt, Tracy holed out from 100 yards at the par 5 18th. He was playing to secure his first Web.com Tour win. I guess birdies just aren't getting it done anymore, Damon, are they?
Apparently not, but sometimes par is good enough, as Jordan Spieth showed us on Sunday. What a gorgeous Sunday after a rough start to the week with weather. It was Chamber of Commerce weather, low 60s along the Monterey Peninsula. Jordan Spieth, his 2nd at the par 5, second, holding a big lead, Robert.
Holding a big lead, and a key to not blowing a big lead is getting off to a nice start. And I saw this shot on the 2nd, hit it up there within 12, 13 feet for eagle. I go, that might just be the shot that wins. It calms him down, even though it's a 2nd hole. Big lead, make that early birdie.
Interesting. Yes,
nice.
Wood 2-putt, keeps that 6-shot lead. How about SMU Mustang U.S. Amateur Champion Kelly Craft to par 3 5th?
Well, sometimes to play well, shoot low scores, it takes some good luck as well as good shots. And this was an okay shot, but a really good break.
5 shots back after that birdie, trying to put some pressure on the leader, Kelly Craft, a winner also on the Web.com Tour, now on the 11th hole after a birdie at 8. This approach.
Well, this is a hole that if you hit the fairway, you got to take advantage of. Look at that little low cut-off wedge shot he hit into 11. Bring it in there close. Great shot. That's a treacherous putt, but he did go on to make it.
Yes, he would. That would bring him to 15 under, just 3 back of Jordan Spieth. Trying to give us a little drama. Here's Jordan Spieth. Had to scramble a little bit on the back nine. This is his 3rd.
Trevor Immelman said last night that this was 3 out of 10 for pros to get this up and down.
Wow.
But most pros aren't Jordan Spieth, are they?
Great touch. He would go on to make par. Spieth at 18 under, holding on to a 3-shot lead. Now Kraft trying to shrink the margin here on the par 3 17th hole for birdie.
Well, it's a tall order. You know, it seemed like it was Jordan's week all week, and that was just a hook, I'm afraid. Just not his best putt in that situation.
He stays at 15 under, 3 shots back. Now we're looking for a long putt, a big moment from Jordan Spieth after all those pars. It comes at the 17th.
Eventually, I knew he'd make a mid-range putt. I mean, the guy's the best putter on the planet from that range.
29 feet and it goes, takes him to 19 under, a 4-shot lead to the last. He said he wanted to have a comfortable walk off the 18th. He says he wanted to win 3 places in his career, especially Augusta National, St. Andrews, and Pebble Beach. He's got 2 out of 3.
That's lofty goals, and that's the best feeling in golf, that long walk. I think it is anyway. I assume it is.
Win. Absolutely, a 4-shot victory, his first win of this PGA Tour season, 9th win in his career. And I tell you what, much like he did in 2015, once again bumping up against the greats, the second youngest all-time to 9 wins, just behind Tiger Woods, just ahead of Jack Nicklaus. After the round, he caught up with Ryan Burr, and Burr asked him, "What is different about your golf swing since the Ryder Cup?"
Getting a little more around my body, just completing my shoulder turn, a little more patient golf swings. And then a lot of it's just my visualization, just really picking specific targets and staying with it. You know, it's pretty easy out here when you start getting downhill, uphill, side hill lies, well, with wind blowing certain directions, to kind of just fall in the, hey, I'm just going to try and hit it at the pin, instead of saying, hey, I'm going to start this ball right here with this shot. This is the feeling. I've also put more time into it and just had more reps. My irons are wearing down faster just by hitting more balls, and it's made a difference.
Has there ever been a time where you're this confident, including 2015 on the golf course?
Yeah, I would say, you know, through 2015 there, that was certainly a different confidence level even than right now. That's something I'm striving to get to, because that was major championship confidence, where we were kind of stepping in expecting to have a chance to win. You know, and I certainly think, you know, as we lead into this year's first major, if I can get in contention a couple more times, then I'll feel that way. You know, I'm looking at going into one of my favorite courses in the entire world, coming from one of my favorite ones into another one at Riviera, to try and make a move and go for 2 in a row, try and do what JT did earlier this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The great ones all had the ability to close. You've now closed out 7 of your last 8 54-hole leads. Give me what the process and the mindset was when you went to the first tee today with a 6-shot lead.
Obviously, it's the position you want to be in. There's no doubt about that. But also on a golf course where it's going to be very gettable. Guys are going to be able to throw darts in, and it's going to yield birdies, 5, 6 under rounds. It can be a bit of a challenge on whether you're aggressive or whether you're just playing safe and playing for par. It was a similar goal to what Tiger set back in 2000 when he had a huge lead, by saying, hey, I just want to go out and make no bogeys tomorrow, which was insane in the U.S. Open with a big lead. So I certainly don't compare my round whatsoever to that, but that was my goal for the day, was, hey, let's go out and not make a mistake. And if we do, let's make sure we make a par, and we're going to be very difficult to catch.
You know, Jordan, very self-deprecating. Don't put me in the class with Tiger. But 2 years ago, we were scrambling our graphics department to find pictures of Tiger and Spieth and Jack and Ben Hogan. Is this career on a similar trajectory in your mind?
I mean, you have to say yes a little bit, but it's also unfair to lump him in with the 2 or 3 best of all time yet. I mean, he's got a long ways to go, but it's time to start thinking beyond just Pebble Beach wins and get into the majors. If you want to be in that echelon with Nicklaus and Tiger, it's all about number of majors you win.
How does winning before the first major championship of the year set him up? We saw it back when he won the Australian Open late in 2014. It set up very well for his 2015 season when he won the Valspar Championship. Now we see him win before the Masters again. He won the Australian Open again. How important is winning to beget more winning?
And winning convincingly, and I think that it's a really good start for him, because I thought in spurts last year, especially after the Augusta kind of blow up, he lost his patience and he lost a little bit of confidence, and he was getting upset and angry. So a couple wins like Australia here at Pebble, that's going to calm him down. big smile on his face. When he's walking around looking like that, he's really hard to beat.
Love watching him play. What can we learn from Jordan Spieth? We send you over to LT and Paige for the answer.
Well, Damon, he's a good one to take notes on. I think everyone at home is nodding their heads. A multi-major champion, now a 9-time PGA Tour winner. So let's watch and learn. Paige, it's the 13th of February. Let's start on the 13th hole.
That's a coincidence, but nonetheless very interesting. He found himself behind the green, and what I want you to notice here is his posture. Obviously very hunched over, a lot of bend at the waist as well as the knees. What I think this most accomplishes is it actually keeps that grip end of the putter or wedge nice and low. What that does, it allows the club head to come in really shallow. The more upright you are, the more tendency is to come in at a steeper angle. The shallow angle with an open face, go ahead and roll this, allows it to come out nice and soft and high, which given the height of that and almost no distance to work with, that was an excellent shot.
That was an excellent shot. He also talked about putting, of course, the confidence point with Jordan Spieth. But these short putts, he said Sunday, he was a little bit more timid on the greens.
Yes, but in this case, he did a great job of, you can tell it's a left to right putt. Picking that target out there and putting towards it. I think a lot of folks, when we get those left to right putts, try to push the ball into the hole. So go ahead and roll this and you'll see it's just a straight putt at a target left of the hole. And I think that's a good thought to consider when you're facing one of those left to right putts. It's a straight putt, let the gravity do the rest.
He talked about moments ago saying that he just wanted a clean scorecard. Pars were good. He locked that in there. So far, so good. Moving on to the 16th.
Yeah, and what I wanted us to take a look at is the lower body action. You can go ahead and roll this because we're going to take a closer look at the slow-mo of this shot. But very powerful part of his golf swing is his lower body action, especially on the downswing. And a lot of folks out there, you try to overpower the shot using a lot of the upper body moving from the top. So what I want you to notice is that as he transitioned, the transition is lower body first, then upper body. Now here, that left hip moving up, not around. A lot of folks think hip turn, meaning this way to this way. So what happens is if you're at the top and your hip turns laterally, watch this upper body. That's coming over the top, and you're going to be hitting that slice or that pull hook. If you can transition that left hip first and move it up, then your hands will drop back and you're able to then follow along the swing path.
Something to work on the range, something to work on in your rounds. Love that stuff. Awesome stuff from Jordan Spieth throughout the week, including this. Now, this is a difficult shot that he had in front of him. The trees carrying the bunker, another hazard towards the left.
There's a lot that he's taking into consideration, including the wind. And we heard him talk a lot to his caddy throughout the day. But in this particular case, I want you to pay attention to what he and his caddy, Michael Greller, are talking about.
But it's blowing harder. It's blowing the whole day right into it. How far am I playing the shot?
You're playing what we're talking about. You got to adrenaline. You got to be short.
Right on the number? It's playing 170 with a hole, so 65?
Yeah.
All right.
Below it's good all day.
All right, I like it.
So you heard he's talking about the wind and that it felt like it was playing longer. And his caddy was very reassuring, saying, short is okay. You must know where the trouble is as you approach each shot. Where's the bailout? Where's the worst possible place to be? The worst possible place was long. So it gave him reassurance, said, you know what, I can swing at this. If it's short of the pin, I know it's still going to cover that front number, and I'm going to be just fine.
He and Michael Greller are good at talking it through. That also makes Jordan Spieth feel comfortable, even when he knows a very good chance of winning this tournament is what's ahead. Now, let's get to that 18th hole. This is a signature hole at Pebble Beach.
And again, let's talk about where we do not want to be. We do not want to be left. And if you're watching the couple holes preceding the 18th, he was missing those drives to the left. So let's go ahead and take a watch and also a listen, because again, Jordan Spieth loves to be able to talk out loud. So here, you can tell with that Trope Racer, he bails out way to the right. But that is the safe place to be. He still gives himself a hard time, though. Take a listen.
That'll be low right class. Yeah.
I don't think it covers 210. That's why.
No, you can't. You definitely can. It's further than the tree.
Yeah.
The left edge of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's weak sauce.
Weak
He's
sauce.
giving himself a hard time. Honestly, Jordan Spieth, it's totally fine. Obviously, all you need to do is keep it in play, and that's all you did. It may not have gone that 210 cover number. It only went 194, but that's all you needed to do.
Playing it safe, though, is a good point to do, even when you've got that cushion. Damon, tour sauce is something we talk about. Weak sauce, though, have you thrown that out during your rounds? I have.
No weak sauce for me, and no weak sauce either for Jordan Spieth, the 9-time winner, and no weak sauce for Carson Daly, NBC's Today Show and The Voice. You like what you see, Dameron?
That's not a 10 handicap. 10 shots, that's perfect lag putt. Up there for a par net birdie.
Great stuff from Carson. He did take it home. He go on to win alongside Kenny Duke by 2 shots over Kevin Streelman and Larry Fitzgerald of the Arizona Cardinals. And Daly was very emotional, talking about how his stepdad, Bailey, taught him the game of golf.
Indeed, and how wonderful a Sunday it was at Pebble and all week. You just mentioned Carson Daly winning the Pro-Am portion. Here he tweeted, "I never post family photos, but I just can't resist, and who can blame him? Winning the AT&T Pro-Am was only second to sharing it with my family. For an old junior golfer, today was the best day ever." So Carson had fun out there. Let's see what else was going on with social media. Justin Thomas, he congratulated his friend Jordan Spieth on an impressive W. Some great golf as of late. Only a matter of time before the win. They're headed back to Hawaii. Of course, Justin Thomas already 3 wins this season, which gets me to my next tweet from Colt Knost. He said, "Hey, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, the way you two and Matsuyama are going at it, it might be a 5-person field in Maui. The 3 of those have combined to win 5 of the 13 events this season. So right now, 10-person field in Maui. Hopefully, they'll share some the rest of the season, and we'll have a bigger field at the Tournament of Champions." And this from Ernie Els. He said, "Jordan Spieth, great playing Jordan," and Ernie actually had to withdraw from the tournament earlier in the week with a neck injury. So Ernie wasn't there, but everyone is so excited about Jordan Spieth's victory. So we want to know, one more tweet we have for you. We want to know your game balls. Every Monday we ask for you to tweet us, send in your answer for some unsung heroes, some things you watched over the week in golf that you want to give a game ball to. We're going to have our game balls later in the show. Much more Morning Drive on this Monday. Stay with us right here, including PGA Tour Champions winner Scott McCarron. It's his pre-shot routine and others that get them into the perfect shot. More on that when we come back.